Traffic Division officers have some advice for motorists who are distracted at the wheel.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
A new paradigm could be emerging in the Bahamas when it comes to the issuance of work permits. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altafiz Mannings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Thanks for tuning in. Government will be taking a strong stance to reduce the dependence on foreign workers and ensure that more skilled jobs are reserved for Bahamians. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis announced today that there must be a reduction in the amount of those work permits being issued, and he stressed that those breaking the law will be held accountable. An extraordinary amount of applications are being made for work permits for non-Bahamians, according to government officials, and some of these areas include handymen, maids, and gardeners, jobs with a heavy dependence on foreign workers. The Prime Minister maintains that government says it's aware of the situation and it's something they're doing about.
Statistics from the Department of Immigration confirm that thousands of work permits are approved on an annual basis for foreign workers. Many of these applications are approved primarily because employers claim and provide justification that in many instances, Bahamians lack the requisite skills and or certifications to fill various vacancies.
Prime Minister Minnis says it is the government's intention to identify the skills set and certification needed for future generations. The Prime Minister's comments came during a job symposium designed to put more Bahamians in skilled jobs currently filled by foreigners, as well as to increase the local workforce. But in the meantime, the Prime Minister says action will be taken against those who continue to break immigration laws, including permanent residents.
The Bahamians who hire individuals illegally must and will be prosecuted. We have also said that residencies and permanent residencies who hire individuals illegally will have their residencies revoked.
In other national news, first at 6, the Central Bank hosting a 2-day financial conference on risk management, anti-money laundering, and countering financial terrorism at the Bahama Resort on Cable Beach. Local and international banking representatives are participating in the event. Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Peter Turnquest opened the conference this morning and informed delegates that 50% of the country's gross domestic product is derived from the financial services sector. Minister Turnquest also noted this country's size makes us vulnerable to threats, but it's the government's commitment to be highly engaged and robust on enforcing standards and to remain competitive. The finance minister says that's why international participation is so crucial to the financial services sector.
We must mobilize with our regional counterparts and engage at the highest levels to shape the nature and direction of change in the industry. We must take a seat at the table when it comes to shaping international standards. Much of this work is done at the intergovernmental level and requires strong leadership. In May of this year, the government formulated a comprehensive strategic plan to secure the viability of the industry.
Minister Turnquest says the government is also engaging stakeholders to address industry concerns to ensure the financial services sector is relevant. He listed legislative framework currently in place.
Just in the past year, we achieved major legislative reform to strengthen the Bahamas' position to combat money laundering and the threat of terrorism financing. And our legislative docket for the rest of the year is packed with additional financial sector legislation, including those that will continue to enhance our management of AML and CFT-related risks. The most recent legislative session concluded with the passage of the Proceeds of Crime Act 2018 development was the government's passage of the Multinational Entities Financial Reporting Act 2018. to address issues emanating from the Base Erosion and Profit Shifting Initiative, which the government committed to addressing in December of 2017.
Now to news from the courts. Police wasting no time in charging 48-year-old Timothy Cole of Fort Fincastle in connection with the murder of Inspector of Police Carlos Blatch. Inspector Blatch served as aide-de-camp to the Governor General and was gunned down last week Wednesday while making a school run. In court, Chief Magistrate Joanne Ferguson Pratt arraigned Cole for the murder and armed robbery of Blatch back on September 12th. Cole was not required to enter a plea to the charges. Bail was denied, and he has been remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Now, following the arraignment, Cole alleged through his attorney that he was beaten by police while in custody. He also told the court he feared for his life while in prison and requested that he be placed in a cell by himself. The chief magistrate noted his concerns and referred the matters to the prison commissioner. Cole returns to court on November 20th for service of voluntary bill of indictment papers. Governor General, Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinling, paid respects to the family of her aide-de-camp, Police Inspector Carlos Blatch, at their home in Yellow Elder yesterday. The Governor General visited the family and presented flowers to family members, including the late officer's parents, brothers and sisters, and his daughter, Cassandra. Meanwhile, executives of the Bahamas Christian Council visited and prayed for the staff of Government House today. The goal was to assist with their coming to terms with the recent tragic loss of aide-de-camp to the Governor General, Police Inspector Carlos Blatch. Also making news now from the crime beat, police were called to a bushy area off the east-west highway shortly after 9 o'clock yesterday, where the skeletal remains of a human were found. Police will await an autopsy report to determine the exact cause of death. Then shortly after 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, police officers were called to a home on Bailey Drive, that's in Coral Harbor, where the body of an elderly male was found with visible injuries. Paramedics were called to the scene but were unable to revive the male, according to police, who was later pronounced dead. Investigations into both matters continue. Well, police in the capital also investigating a shooting incident that happened around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon when a group of men were sitting in a vacant lot at the intersection of Blueberry Hill Road and Bristol Street when a silver Toyota Passo pulled up. Police say the occupants of the back seat produced a firearm and opened fire in the direction of the men, hitting 2 of them before speeding away. Police say the injured men were transported to hospital and are listed tonight in stable condition. Police also investigating 2 armed robberies here in New Providence. The first occurred around 9 o'clock Sunday night when 2 men armed with firearms entered a pharmacy on Blue Hill Road and Carmichael Road, held an employee at bay, and robbed the establishment of cash before making their escape into a nearby residential community. Then about an hour later, around 10 o'clock last night, a silver Nissan vehicle pulled up to the service window of a fast food restaurant on Prince Charles Drive. Police say the driver produced a shotgun, held an employee at bay, and robbed the establishment of cash before speeding away. Meanwhile, police over in Exuma report that sometime after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, 2 men armed with firearms entered a residence at Bahama Sound number 11, that's west of Georgetown. There, they held residents at bay and robbed them of cell phones and other items before getting into a white vehicle and escaping the scene. An investigation continues. Well, still ahead first at 6, a new fitness path unveiled in eastern New Providence this weekend. That story and more when First at 6 continues.
Driving on West Bay in rush hour? Hard. Getting a car to enjoy the ride? Easy. Carting the kids around after school? Hard. Getting a car to fit them all? Easy. Get an easy auto loan from Commonwealth Bank. Super low rates, fast 24-hour approval, no loan fee, and no payments for 2 months. So come to Commonwealth Bank and your next car is easy. Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the
I got into comedy from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around.
Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
Guys, come on. It's time to go. We are the team, man.
Genius.
On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $11.50 plus VAT. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Motorists driving while distracted is a major concern for Police Traffic Division officials. Sergeant Crestania Johnson says is one area she hopes more motorists would be mindful of and choose to be more conscious of while driving.
Distracted driving is anything you do as a driver when operating your vehicle that takes your attention away from the road. So if you're in your vehicle and you're using your cell phone, if you're in your vehicle and you're turning up the music, in your vehicle you're looking back to deal with your kids, these are some examples of distracted driving. What we ask persons to do whenever you're driving is to focus in on the road. Focus on what's going on around you, because you compromise the safety of other drivers, of bystanders, of pedestrians, and drivers of other vehicles when you do not pay attention.
Sergeant Johnson also said those few moments of being distracted could lead to someone losing their life. She appeals to all motorists to always pay attention.
For the year, we've seen a significant rise in traffic fatalities, and one of the main things that we really want to encourage persons to do is to please pay attention. Paying attention is so important, ladies and gentlemen. It keeps everybody safe. I'm saying that this is the answer to all our problems, and I'm simply saying that this is a way that you can help as a driver for us to avoid these matters from happening. We ask persons to prepare ahead of time, and your preparation, put all these things into perspective. Make sure your kids are securely fastened inside your vehicle before pulling off. If you leave out late, you tend now to be distracted, to be looking around your vehicle, to make sure you have everything on you. So we're just asking persons just to plan ahead.
About 100 persons participated in the launch of the Seabreeze Fitness Walking Path this weekend. The Member of Parliament for Seabreeze, the Honourable Lanisha Roll, says this is a part of her commitment to build a vibrant community, and she hopes this initiative will spread across the communities.
One of the things that we wanted to do was ensure that people were healthy and they have the opportunities to be healthy and to do things that will ensure their health. This walking path today on the Seabreeze, Charles Carter's Park, that was opened under the Honourable Carl Bethel, this path ensures that people have that opportunity to ensure that they are healthy and eventually we become wealthy. And so today I'm just pleased and excited that people can have a walking path to relieve stress, to exercise, engage in teamwork in the community, and just simply community building.
In news from the Family Islands, first at 6, the South Andros High School has a vibrant agricultural program and plans to upgrade its agricultural facilities this school year. Principal Sheena Duncombe says improvements to the agricultural facilities include installing a proper processing area and providing more high-quality produce.
Over the years, we've developed the program to the point where we have hydroponics, aquaponics, we have bee honey production program going on. We have been doing chickens, organic chickens for the longest while. We have been selling vegetables to the local food stores and bonefish lodges in the area. And this year we intend to continue that in a more upscale way.
With the agricultural upgrade, South Andros High School plans to expand its market as well as reduce the importation of produce from right here in Nassau.
We have had inquiries from entities in the community in South Andros and outside for larger production of vegetables, tomatoes, sweet peppers, lettuce, tomatoes, etc. And so we are hoping that this year we can not only sell locally, but that we can export to places in Nassau. In addition to the students assisting with the planting and the reaping, they are also part of the marketing strategies as well.
Well, that does it for National News First at 6. Stay tuned. Sports is next with Jonathan Benson.
The news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Casablanca. Come into our showroom today and check out our sleek new line of Casablanca all-white, modern, stylish cabinets for your kitchen. And all during the month of September, get 20% off Casablanca all-white kitchen cabinets with soft closing drawers and doors. Available only at Connet Nassau and Abaco locations. For more information, call 394-5865. Casablanca.
More Bahamians are being encouraged to get involved in fishing and farming in an overall view of growing our agriculture industry, putting the Bahamas in a better position to not only feed ourselves, but create a sustainable food chain of produce for export. Hello, I'm Carla Palmer. In the next episode of Agriculture Now, we'll explore the potential of the fisheries sector. Join me on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. for Agriculture Now. That's Agriculture Now on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Since returning home last week, Shaunae Miller-Uibo has been on a whirlwind tour, and it continued this morning. The queen of track and field, welcomed by the sounds of Junkanoo music as staff from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and the Ministry of Education stopping work to get a glimpse of the world's best, who went 18-0 this year. Now, a couple of local celebrities were also on hand. Julian Believe and Jamal Rule presented with a portrait, and not to be left out, the Courtyard Marriott, who offered Shaunae a lifetime stay at their resort while she's at home. Sports Minister, the Honorable Lanisha Rule, showing female pride, just happy to be in the company of the Diamond League champion.
From Shaunae, primary school runner, to Shaunae, high school champion, Shaunae, junior and senior girls star of the team, Shaunae, national record holder, Shaunae, regional superstar, then Shaunae, the international stage newcomer, and Shaunae, world leading athlete to Shaunae, our daughter of the Bahamian soil, and for your excellence in service to country, Shaunae, we salute you.
It's been a pleasure just to feel so welcome to come home with the Junkanoo. If I didn't have on these heels, I would have went crazy and been partying all day. But I really do appreciate it, and I really do feel the love. Everyone who knows me knows that track and field has been a part of my life since I was a very young girl. I started track and field when I was 6 years old, and just to make it this far in my life, it's been a blessing, and I just give God all the thanks and praise for how far I've come in my career. And I just want to continue to inspire the younger kids coming up as well, that they can follow their dreams and be whoever they want to be.
After meeting with Shaunae this morning, Minister Rule stuck around to speak with the media. She was asked how it's been going so far in her new role as Sports Minister.
Certainly today causes me to understand and appreciate the joy of sports and why I am so now much more excited to be a part of this arena, what it does for you therapeutically and otherwise. So I am really, really grateful to be in the world of sports, not only sports, but youth and culture. So for me, it's invigorating. It has me smiling from ear to ear. I love the social services, but now they've caused me to love sports and youth and culture. And so it's just a tremendous experience.
The Province Softball Association opening its championship series over the weekend. On the ladies' side, it was a close one, but in the end, it would be the defending champion Sunshine Auto Wildcats getting off to a swinging start, clawing their way to a 9-6 win over the Johnson Lady Truckers. On to the men now, and the defending champion CNS Hitmen also getting off to a winning start. Alcott Forbes, a one-man wrecking crew, getting the job done on the mound and at the plate. That means the Commanders of Kitty Truckers now find themselves in a hole following a 5-2 loss in Game 1. After losing 3-0 to Florida College on Friday, the University of the Bahamas men's soccer team back on the pitch on Saturday against Johnson University. The match started off rough with a lot of contact, but the Mingos were able to create a few early opportunities, and in the 7th minute, Tristan Arnold connected on a corner from Alcott Johnson. That put the Mingos on the scoreboard first. Johnson University would answer back in the 9th minute and again before the half to go up 2-1. In the second half, the Mingos again creating opportunities, but they could not put it away. The Mingos fall to Johnson University 4-1, and they still have yet to net a win, starting the season with a draw and 3 losses. The Province Volleyball Association spiking off its new season yesterday at the Donald Davis Gym. Before the action got underway on the court, some hardware handed out from last season. On the ladies' side, Janae Saunders winning the Most Valuable Player award. As for the men, it was Prince Wilson taking home that MVP honor. Now, as for the action on the court, Saunders and the Lady Defenders opening up in a rematch of last year's championship, with which they lost to the Vixens. And this time around, the Defenders would flip the script, winning in 4 sets, 23-25, 25-15, 25-17, and 25-18. As for the men, Wilson and the defending champion Intruders, they open up with a loss, falling in 4 sets to the Defenders, 21-25, 25-22, 25-21, and 25-18. League play picking back up again on Wednesday night. 2 Bahamians playing in the Futures tennis event in California this week. Justin Roberts winning his first-round qualifying match 6-2-2 over Jeremy Mazer from Switzerland. Kevin Major not as fortunate. He lost in his first-round qualifying match to American Timothy Saw 6-4-4. From the college football season over the weekend, Chris Ferguson back in the starting lineup at right tackle for the Cincinnati Bearcats. They improved to 3-0 with a 63-7 blowout win over Alabama A&M. As for Mike Strawn, he had 2 receptions for 17 yards. Charleston also moving to 3-0, a 24-10 win over West Liberty. Members of the Track and Field Coach Association of the Bahamas spending some time in Inagua, and it's all about finding that next diamond in the rough.
This track and field clinic here in Inagua was a great success. The people here in Inagua welcomed us with open arms. They were really receptive of what we had to offer for the kids, and the kids showed up. 45 to 55 kids showed up on a daily basis to be a part of this theory and to learn the practical and to be a part of the training regimen that we implemented into this clinic. We would have tested the sprinters, we would have tested the ones who were distant runners, and we would have tested the throwers on Saturday. So now they have a time to now beat. The throwers have a distance to now beat when we come back in the next 2 months. We would have left a training regimen for the coaches to kind of use as a guide for them to train from now until they're going to be tested again. So again, I would like to thank the Coaches Association, the president, Shaunae Miller, for making this possible. Also, Martin Salt here down in Inagua. We're going to thank the local government here in Inagua, and also the all-age, the principal at the all-age school here in Inagua for making this event, this clinic, a success.
2 games tonight in the Government League basketball season. After moving to 12-0 on Friday night with a win over the Police Enforcers, the Panthers will try and keep that momentum going and stay undefeated. They play in the feature game against the Police Royals. The NIB Kings and Aces play in the opener. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
First memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, you know. I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. You know, it isn't anything specific. It's just, you know, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
You know, tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
ETC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected. Family.
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 Every day, every day.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Fontaine, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television. I don't have a TV in there.
We have Wi-Fi, though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on. Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over there.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Present check? Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay?
In regional news, President General of the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andre Lewis, has denied that unionized staff at the Grenada Broadcasting Network are on strike. Union officials say the protest is to publicly highlight to One Caribbean Media Management, which has majority share of GBN, that the staff members are not happy with outstanding grievances, which includes the return of the station's general manager. Jamaica's opposition People's National Party President Dr. Peter Phillips yesterday promised that a future government formed by his party would oversee a social revolution for the education sector, reverse the economic inequity ravaging the society that he says has pitted classes and groups against each other. Dr. Phillips was addressing the public session of the party's 80th anniversary conference, where he also pledged to pursue several new policies. And following the recent partial demolition of the historic Royal Gull in Castries, St. Lucia, through yet another no-bid contract by the government, the St. Lucia National Trust obtained an injunction stopping the work from the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, which has now been upheld, pending a further hearing on October 8th. The Castries prison is possibly the oldest structure in St. Lucia.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, the remnants of Florence is now about 85 miles west-southwest of Morgantown, West Virginia. It's moving toward the east-northeast about 14 miles per hour, continuing to dump heavy rains over much of the mid-Atlantic states, and those showers are affecting all the way up into southern New England and southern New York, which will continue right into Friday. Trickling trough right across the northwest and central Bahamas will maintain pockets of showers and thunderstorms over those areas for the next couple of days. But outside of our studios, we have partly cloudy skies, temperature 86 degrees, the relative humidity 74%, easterly winds at 12 miles per hour, your barometric pressure 1,013.6 millibars, that's 29.93 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks so much, Basil. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the Northern Bahamas.
tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll-Parkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news, grief counseling sessions underway at the Department of Social Services here on Grand Bahama after a member of staff was found dead over the weekend. The victim, a beloved social worker, is believed to have taken her own life.
She was an excellent friend to many people, and we know her commitment to her family was tremendous.
Prayers being offered in a very solemn atmosphere at the local social services department on Grand Bahama. Shock, disbelief, and a state of grief sums up the emotional state of those employees who have worked with this island's alleged suicide victim. According to police reports, shortly after 6 p.m., they were called to a residence in Malibu Reef where the body of an adult female was found hanging in her home. The victim, Patrice Mack, a chief welfare officer at Social Services. Acting director of the department, Lillian Kwan Forbes, who has worked with Mack for many years, says that it was important for her to come to Grand Bahama to be with the employees during this most difficult time.
The thing is, everybody have their own way of dealing with her passing. Some are still in shock, some can't believe it, and the thing is, though, it is our reality that we have to walk through, and so we're trying to be there for each other and making sure that we check, as she would want us to check, to make sure that this one is okay.
And while she was careful not to say specifically what illness Mack was battling, the acting director says that Mack was very upfront about her condition. But she also says that Mack was more than what she was battling. She says she was loving, giving, and a very professional person to work with.
And she was upfront with it in terms of saying to us she has an illness. And so the thing was, as it relates to her illness, Patrice Mack that we knew, the Patrice Mack that we love, did not do what happened. She did not commit suicide. The Patrice Mack that we knew and loved, she was Christian and caring. She would not have inflicted that on herself. It is the illness that she was dealing with. It was the illness that she was battling. She sought help for her illness. She sought treatment for her illness. But the thing is, the illness became much bigger than her.
Assistant Director Paula Marshall is also in a state of disbelief. She says Matt's professional relationship extended to the many children in the Children's Home, Columbus House, and PACE program, as she was responsible for the placement department.
Very traumatic. I know it was going to create a bombshell for the staff, the students. So since then, we've met with the children at the Columbus houses. We've met with the children at the Children's Home. And so today we were meeting with staff because Ms. Mack has really touched so many lives. She's worked with so many children and families. She's worked with the family services. She's worked with the courts. And at the moment, we had a number of projects in place. Ms. Mack is one of the persons who would make sure that we follow through with our plans for children in terms of adoption, fostering, children who need to be sorted out and go with family members.
Marshall adds that Mack was a consummate professional and one whose illness never got in the way of the love she had for her job.
The one thing I always said to Mrs. Mack is her understanding of her illness was so exceptional that she had developed a relationship with the medical profession, and she made sure she was on the cutting edge of what was necessary for her to maintain her professionalism so that it did not interfere with her doing her job. And whenever it was a case where it wasn't working out, based on whatever reason, she was one of the first ones to say, I need to get certain things done.
She adds that Patrice Mack was also looking forward to retiring in 2 to 3 years, but that just was not meant to be. They say she will be greatly missed, adding that filling her shoes will not be easy. Now,
Now, while the Department of Social Services closed its doors to deal with the grief of losing a co-worker this Monday, consultant to Social Services Dr. Gregory Swan was invited to counsel employees on the death of Patrice Mack.
I think some of the signs and symptoms would be change in behavior, change in physical or emotional appearance, any significant change that sustains itself over a period of time, namely 3 months or greater, that there is something else going on.
Are some signs that you can look for if someone around you may be battling mental illness or depression?
It was important for the department that after a tragedy such as this, that the staff are given an opportunity to process any emotional issues that may arise. So we spent this morning doing small group sessions, giving the staff an opportunity to express themselves and to have an environment a controlled environment that would allow them to grieve and heal and start the healing process.
In other news, 8 persons nursing injuries following a 4-car collision in West Grand, Bahama over the weekend. The accident taking place shortly before 8 o'clock Saturday evening just west of Bahama Rock on the Warren J. Lavarity Highway. The mishap slowing traffic on that busy thoroughfare to a crawl. One of the vehicles involved was the Shiloh Seventh-day Adventist church bus that was loaded with passengers. The driver of the bus and 7 passengers sustained injuries. We spoke with Superintendent Jeremy Henfield at the scene.
Church bus with a number of passengers that were heading into Freeport. Those persons in that bus ran into a wooden utility pole, would have received injuries, and presently were transported to the Rowan Memorial Hospital, where they are now being attended by doctors. The condition of their, right now, their state is unknown. We have someone staying on route right now to check on those condition of the persons. Other than that, the other occupants of the other vehicles were not hurt.
Now, it took all of an hour for the smooth flow of traffic to resume into and out of West Grand, Bahama along the Warren J. Lavarity Highway. Henfield says this accident again reinforces the message of safe driving.
Yeah.
3 females and the male driver of the bus are still detained in hospital. Now, the driver is expected to be airlifted for further medical attention. Meanwhile, police removing an illegal weapon from the streets of Grand Bahama yesterday. Officers of the Central Detective Unit, while on patrol in the area of Tasman Close around 3 p.m., observed a group of men in that area. The men, upon seeing the officers, fled in different directions. Officers then checked the area and discovered a Black Smith & Wesson pistol with no ammunition. No arrests were made. Investigations are continuing. And police in Abaco are investigating an armed robbery at home in Leisurely. Reports are that shortly after 8 last evening, 3 armed men wearing masks entered a home, held up the occupants, and robbed them of a quantity of jewelry, a shotgun, and a 2013 champagne-colored Buick LaCrosse vehicle. Police are actively investigating this matter and are appealing to the general public for any information that can assist them to call telephone numbers in Abaco at 367-2560, 367-3437, the Central Detective Unit in Grand Bahama at 350-3107 through 12, 911-919, or you may call your nearest police station. A resident of the Southern District expressing grave concern tonight about the state of the Pinders Point Public Cemetery. Samantha Archer calling it disheartening. She says the graveyard has been in a deplorable condition for quite some time now.
Grass all over the grave. You even can't see your loved one's tomb. It's ridiculous. It's sad. It's so hurtful to my heart. I came in here to see my aunt Corinne Josie, and I even can't even find her tomb with the grass so heap up all over the tombs. You can't find your loved ones. You know, you cannot. I hear today crying out for this cemetery in Pinnis Point because I was born and raised in Pinnis Point, and I still live in Pinnis Point. So I feel bad to know that I come in here and I cannot find my auntie grave with the grass grow all over everybody grave.
Now, Archer says that after threatening to take her concerns to the media, a little work was done to the graveyard. However, she is not pleased.
I came here on Friday, and I saw some people that I was carrying on so bad and telling them the condition of the graveyard is so bad, I say going to ZNS. And now when I bring ZNS here, they have people now lawn in the grass, but don't let me have to bring ZNS here for you to keep the condition of the graveyard good. And I felt like if I didn't come out here on Friday, I don't think they would have come out here today and cut this grass. But I still come today anyhow to say they starting it, but whoever's in charge of that person who is in charge of the cemetery in Pinnis Point, please be on them. When anniversary come, Mother's Day, Christmas, birthdays, we likes to come here and put the flowers on their grave and just remember them. But if we come in here and we can't find them with the grass cover them, how would we know where to find them? You know, you got to do better than this.
Now, we understand that local government is responsible for the maintenance of the Pinders Point Public Cemetery. We spoke with the chairman of the Pinders Point Township, Jackie Russell, who told us that they are aware of the concerns about the upkeep of the cemetery. However, she added that due to a reduction in funding, it is somewhat difficult to maintain the graveyard. But she said work has already begun to clean up the cemetery, and they will do all that they can to address this issue. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
You name it, and Dolly's got it in the bag. That means they have it all. Gorgeous rooms to go furniture and accessories. Radio Shack electronics and musician supplies. Ace hardware and housewares. Whirlpool and GE appliances. Ace paint and supplies. The Garden Center. We have thousands of items to choose from to make your home run. And Dolly Madison is committed to providing you with quality name brand products at great everyday savings. Yes, Dolly Madison Home Center's got it in the bag.
KMW Battery and Tire Sales is offering oil change special for just $49.99 plus VAT. Includes oil and filter. KMW is located on West Settlers Way.
Me from the Bahamas, some sand and sea. A lot of activities, but for you and me. If you don't believe me, then come follow me. Come right down to this place and we call it KFC. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. No one can beat us at anything we do. No way. Sports are soccer, jamming, even jump canoe. We got the best beaches, even the best food. I already tell you, that's just how we do. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese.
Purchase a Big Chief deal today and receive 2 Big Chief collectible cups at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
For family, any family, there's nothing more important than a home. Becoming a landowner, you're now one step closer to those dreams coming true. Land opportunities with funding solutions by DEFCO. Developing and expanding the vision by creating ownership for you. Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced developer, you can buy now. DEFCO, where opportunities embrace ownership. This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Students in the West receiving a hot and tasty treat today, courtesy of a local organization. As Jay Philippe tells us, the Bartlett Hill Primary School was the first stop.
Bartlett Hill Primary School was one of 3 schools in West Grand Bahama on the receiving end, thanks to the Mason Lodge. Theodore Russell, member of the Hiram Lodge No. 5, shares why they decided to take on this initiative.
But once or twice every year, at the discretion of our worshipful master, he would select schools for us to go out to and do various charity. It's something that we look forward to doing yearly. We just love feeding the kids and seeing the smile on their face, just knowing we're doing something good towards a worthy cause.
The organization simultaneously distributed breakfast at Bartlett Hill Primary, Holmes Rock Primary, and West End Primary from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Giving back. We believe in giving back to widows and orphans. So this is something based on what we do in our lodge. We just believe in giving back. The Masons are known for doing such worthy charities, and that's something we look forward to do.
Principal of Bartlett Hill Primary, Gia Walker, says she's elated to have the group come in to offer breakfast to the children.
The fact that these men took time to cook and share out the breakfast this morning made a big impact on the lives of our students today.
We're here at Bartlett Primary on this beautiful Monday morning where the Lord's organization came out in masses to serve breakfast to the many kids of Bartlett Primary. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you, Jay. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Jackie from Nassau asked, I've been using diet teas for many years now, but recently I was told that these teas might be harmful and that using them long-term might lead to a form of eating disorder. Is this true? Jackie, thank you for your question. Diet teas are a popular choice for many people who want to drop a few pounds. Just like anything else, it is important to understand what diet teas are and how they work, and if there are any risks associated with them before you put them in your body. Most diet teas contain a herb called senna, which acts like a laxative. This herb stimulates your intestines and causes an increase in elimination of water and waste by increasing bowel movements. While this may cause a reduction in a few inches around your waist, it is not true weight loss because there's really no increase in fat burning. As I mentioned before, the only effective way to lose weight is to eat healthier and increase physical activity. With long-term use of these products, there's a risk that your bowels may stop functioning normally, which might lead to dependence on these products. Long-term use can also change the amount or balance of some chemicals in the blood called electrolytes, which can cause problems with your heart rhythm, muscle weakness, liver damage, and other harmful effects. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Jack on Sports is up next with Romiko Knowles.
Good evening, all. Welcome to another.
Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only 2 types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course, damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. One-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Science Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Science Center.
Everywhere you go, they'll just talk about bots. Man, I need a break. You know what? I'm going to watch some of those Dolphins rerun. I love to watch the Dolphins get beat. Watching Marlon hit about 4 home runs on it.
It's amazing you mentioned home run, because here at Island Betting, we have a Grand Slam special going on right now. All bases are loaded, up to $500 in savings on beds and bedroom sets. We're bringing it home to you, Dr. Love.
It's time to win at Island Betting, the experts in comfort.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Welcome to Sports 360 with Jay Fleet. We have live in studio today.
It goes down to discipline, taking care of your body, knowing what you need to put into your body.
Well, I've got the national records in the 200, 400, 800 free. We've just got eyes on Tokyo 2020.
Hi, I'm Jay Philippe, and you can tune in every Monday at 12:30 p.m. talking sports.
Power 104.5 FM.
Good evening, all. Welcome to another exciting edition of Sports. I'm Ramiko Knowles. First up in sports, scores of soccer players looking to enhance their skill, taking advantage of a free one-day clinic at the Jack Haywood High School as an international coach came to teach them how to kick it. 26-year-old Simone Stubbs is a product of the girls' soccer program. Stubbs says that the initiative behind the soccer clinic is to help bring more awareness to soccer on the island of Grand Bahama.
We are here today just to promote soccer on the island. Grand Bahama Girls Soccer Club is now Grand Bahama Soccer Club. So we branched out. Coach Donnie, Coach Mary, and the staff. We have a lot of volunteer coaches who've been involved for many years. We branched out to boys now as well. So we were recently affiliated with the BFA.
Simone says that soccer has provided her with numerous opportunities and encourages more persons to participate in the sport.
After 2008, I got a soccer scholarship to a small Division II school, Eckerd College in St. Petersburg, Florida, and got my degrees in physics and in electrical engineering. I got a master's as well.
Professional soccer coach John Charles Scott has traveled to Grand Bahama on 2 occasions to host the soccer clinic. He says he loves the passion and determination the players display.
I came to the island about 5 years ago with the English FA. We did some summer camps with Donnie and obviously enjoyed that. We did 2 weeks, I think, of intense football with them every day. And then obviously I've stayed friends with these two guys. Today it's just about me meeting the children, making it as much fun as I can for them. They've got to learn something obviously, but for me the main focus, fun, first session, get lots of games in and let them have smiles on their faces.
A 16-year-old student of BMES, Cameron Wells, has been playing soccer since the age of 8. He says soccer is a great way for him to interact socially with players from different walks of life.
We come out, some days it's physical training, like all physical training. We just try to get in shape as much as possible. Some days it's on the ball touch, and we just trying to get better at that aspect of the game. And then some days we just talk about like the mental part, like just being able to know where to go and know when to stop and to run fast and stuff like that.
Now the soccer program commences at the YMCA September 29th. The Fortune Hills players on the Reef Golf Course Saturday with Tony Cooper and Greg Bowe posting a net 67 to close out the field. Leon Cooper Sr. with a net 70 and Kenny Baston got in the mix with a 71. Sunday was Greg Cooper coming out party shooting a net 70, Ozzie Gardner also with a 70, and Andrew Moxie sneaked in a net 72, and Allison A. Stewart a net 73. The Ruby Hills Walkers also on the links at the Fortune Hills Golf Course with Emalcus. He was shooting a 4 over 40 in 9 holes of play for 3 points. Doc Leon got 2 points with a 46, and Leonardo posting 47 for a point in the competition. Hanford Baines still leads the competition with 61 points. Fenton Skillet Russell 53 points, and Emalcus Hill 44 points. Game 1 of the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association Championship Series got underway Saturday, September 15 at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex softball field. Men's Tenero Lutherans defeated Pat's Uniform Reds 18-10. The winning pitcher, Leon Cooper Sr., the losing pitcher, Michael Sweeting. Tenero Lutherans now lead the series 1-0. In the co-ed, Cooper's Destroyers defeated Pat's Uniform Reds 18-14 in extra innings. The winning pitcher, Leon Cooper Sr., the losing pitcher, Michael Sweeting. Cooper's Destroyers now lead the series 1-0. Scores from Game 2 of those championship games played on Sunday, September 16th. In the co-ed, Pat's Uniform Reds defeated Cooper's Destroyers 20-2. The winning pitcher, Michael Sweeting, the losing pitcher, Leon Cooper Sr. The series is now tied 1-1. In the men's, Pat Uniform Reds defeated Tenero Lutherans 25-24. The winning pitcher, Michael Sweeting, the losing pitcher, Leon Cooper. The series is now tied 1-1. And that's what's making sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
Mulligan's Restaurant Supply Store, where you can find all the essential products required by you or your catering companies, restaurants, and bars at the lowest prices. Their professional kitchen supplies, aluminum baking pan, foam products, paper and plastic products, cake boxes and boards in different sizes sold individually, sodas, juices, and grocery items, seasonings, peanuts sold by the sack, commercial cleaning products, and also check out the wholesale and retail beers, wines, and spirits section. They're located on Yellow Pine Street. That's Mulligan's Restaurant and Supply Store.
Pizza Hut's Back to School Special. Get a large, one-topping pizza, 5 cheesy breadsticks, and a 2-liter drink for just $19.99. That inclusive at Pizza Hut downtown and Sunrise Highway. The perfect meal at the perfect time. Pizza Hut's Back to School Special. A large, one-topping pizza, cheesy breadsticks, and a 2-liter drink, just $19.99. Or get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas with any crust, any day, just $8.99 each. For the love of pizza. Pizza Hut.
Business owners are excited about ZNS Northern Service Storm Central Hurricane packages because advertising rates are discounted up to 50%. That's right, get 50% off advertising packages this hurricane season from now through November 30th. Call our sales department at 351-3430 or 352-9713 and book your advertising package today.
The last time we won the Super Bowl, we had the biggest motorcade in Grand Bahama.
Who do you think can be a stumbling block in you guys' way in order to get to the Super Bowl?
New England. New England's going to be a stumbling block.
Well, I know there's stumbling block. If that's who could be in your way, that's a big block.
I hate Atlanta to lose and the Dolphins to win. It makes it difficult to go to work on a Monday morning.
I mean, we had everything, all the pieces, but we couldn't win the Super Bowl. More people know me as Mr. Dolphin than know my real name.
How about those Dolphins, Jay? That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshina Roll-Farquharson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Police arraigning a 48-year-old man with the murder of a police officer. Fighting the crime war. The Prime Minister imploring Bahamians to help police fight the war on crime. And major financial conference. The Finance Minister outlining why the Bahamas' position in the international financial market is important. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Police wasting no time charging the man they believe is responsible for the murder of a police officer. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for starting another week of news off with us. A 48-year-old suspect facing a magistrate today charged in connection with the death of a senior police officer. The inspector was dragged out of his car and gunned down in front of his child during an armed robbery last week. Fern Carey leads us off tonight from the Nassau Street Magistrates Courts, where the suspect was arraigned.
48-year-old Timothy Cole arrived at the magistrate court under heavy police guard. Curious onlookers hoping to catch a glimpse of the accused were ushered away from the courts and onto South Street and also the stairs leading to the parking lot as Cole was escorted into court. He is accused of the brutal murder of Police Inspector Carlos Blatch. The 40-year-old inspector served as aide to the Governor General and was fatally shot in the head while sitting with his daughter in his car waiting to pick up his son last Wednesday near a junior high school on Dolphin Drive. Cole turned himself into the Central Detective Unit 3 days ago. In court, Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt formally charged Cole with the murder and armed robbery of Inspector Blatch. Court papers show that back on September 12, Cole allegedly robbed Blatch of a navy blue Hyundai Elantra vehicle that belonged to Clothilde Rold, and also allegedly robbed the inspector of a Samsung Note phone valued at $600. He was not required to enter a plea to the charges. Bail was denied and he was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Now, following the arraignment, Cole levied some charges of his own against the police. He alleged through his attorney, Caleb Dossett, that he was beaten while in police custody and needed medical attention. He then informed the court that he feared for his life at the Bahamas Department of Corrections and requested that he be placed in a cell by himself. The Chief Magistrate noted his concerns and referred the matters to the prison commissioner. Now, this case will be fast-tracked to Supreme Court by voluntary bill of indictment. Cole returns to court on November 20th. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Well, just moments before the arraignment, a press conference was held at the police force's East Street headquarters as officers observed a moment of silence in memory of the fallen officer. Assistant Commissioner of Police for Crime, Clayton Fernandez, spoke fondly of Inspector Blatch, who has been referred to as an officer and a gentleman. ACP Fernandez thanked members of the public for their assistance in this matter, and he confirmed that officers met with the inspector's family.
Assisting the family, we also assisted the family with respect to some counseling, which is very much needed, especially with the kids. So we are on board with them. We want to let them know that we are there for them as we continue to move.
From the Daily Crime Report, police were called to a bushy area off the east-west highway shortly after 9 o'clock yesterday afternoon where the skeletal remains of a human were found. Police will await an autopsy report to determine the exact cause of death. Then, shortly after 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, police were called to a home on Bailey Drive, that's in Coral Harbor, where the body of an elderly male was found with visible injuries. Paramedics were called to the scene, but they say they were unable to revive the male, who was later pronounced dead. Investigations into both of those matters continue. Meanwhile, the nation's chief, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, declaring a war on crime and calling on members of the public to join in the fight. Acknowledging that crime must be nipped at the root, the Prime Minister cautioned families not to turn a blind eye to relatives involved in criminal activities. Speaking to ways crime is sometimes cloaked, the Prime Minister noted that its effects are sometimes long-lasting. His comment came on the sidelines of a job skills symposium today.
We're not looking and concentrating on the closed murder that we don't see in society until 10, 20 years later. That is the psychological impact on the society. So you can imagine what has happened to H.O. Nash and the family members. You can imagine when somebody's raped in their home or they're robbed in their home, the psychological impact. We're just looking at capturing the criminal, but we're not looking at what it has done psychologically, not only to that family, but to the nation. And then we see the impact 10, 20 years later, and then we wonder why individuals are disturbed, why they're disturbed psychologically, why they're behaving this way, why they're doing. And therefore, if we are to save the nation, families Bahamians must not just look at overt criminality, but they must look at how they can help to stop what will occur 10, 20 years from today.
Well, a new paradigm could be emerging in the Bahamas when it comes to the issuance of work permits. Government will be taking a strong stance to reduce the dependence on foreign workers and ensure that more skilled jobs are reserved for Bahamians. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis announced today that there must be a reduction in the amount of those work permits being issued, and he stressed that those breaking the law will be held accountable. Betty Thompson-Moss reports.
An extraordinary amount of applications are being made for work permits for non-Bahamians. Some of these include handymen, maids, and gardeners, jobs with a heavy dependence on foreign workers. Well, the government says it's aware of the situation and is doing something about it.
Statistics from the Department of Immigration confirm that thousands of work permits are approved on an annual basis for foreign workers. Many of these applications are approved primarily because employers claim and provide justification that in many instances, Bahamians lack the requisite skills and/or certifications to fill various vacancies.
The Prime Minister says it is the intention of the government to identify the skills sets and certification needed for the future. His comments came during a job symposium designed to put more Bahamians in skilled jobs currently filled by foreigners and to increase the local workforce. But in the meantime, the Prime Minister indicated that action will be taken against those who continue to break the immigration laws, including permanent residents.
That Bahamians who hire individuals illegally must and will be prosecuted. We have also said that residencies and permanent residencies who hire individuals illegally will have their residencies revoked.
While immigration officials could see as much as 500 applications in a week, many individuals are reportedly still covering for those without proper documentation. The Prime Minister says this situation could have a negative impact on the country.
But if you allow illegals to continue to be employed under the radar and establish an underground economy, then that has great effect on your society. And they would continue to come here once there are opportunities. And therefore, as matured citizens, we must respect the law and apply for them properly. You apply properly, there's a system, and they would be dealt with fairly.
Now, at the end of the one-day symposium put on by the Department of Labor and the National Committee of Industry and Skills Development, an assessment will be made. The move could prove to be beneficial to the local economy and help reduce the level of unemployment. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.
Still to come, major enhancements underway for a green space in the Carmichael community. And coming up in sports, the NPSA opening its championship series over the weekend. We're just getting started here on the National Report. We'll see you on the next side of the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
Deciding on which car to buy? Hard. Getting an auto loan? Easy. Negotiating the price? Hard. Getting the money to pay for it? Easy. Get an easy auto loan from Commonwealth Bank. Super low rates, fast 24-hour approval, no loan fee, and no payments for 2 months. So come to Commonwealth Bank, and your next car is easy. Call today.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the...
I got into comedy from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
Give it to you in a brand
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around. Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
Every day. Guys, come on. It's time to go. We are the team, man.
Genius.
On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $11.50 plus VAT. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
Exhale, now you're home. You can have your peace of mind. Oh, it's family time. We pay attention to the smallest details. Safety and security, we deliver luxury. Serenity. Welcome home.
Boy, I forget my wallet. But you ain't never get no money, bro. I got something better than that. Thanks. Now I can catch you next week. Again? Look. Tell you what, let me give you something to hold you over till next week.
That'll be $14. Third time this week.
Man, I got something better than money.
Collect Pop the Top 30th anniversary. Celebrate responsibly.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Atlantic Medical's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
56% of claims settled automatically.
You can access your health plan almost anywhere, anytime.
And have smart wellness with online data tracking.
And more provider choices for you and the people who matter most.
Premier Health is smart health insurance, and it feels good.
Atlantic Medical, where people come first.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
A two-day financial conference hosted by the Central Bank of the Bahamas on risk management, anti-money laundering, and countering financial terrorism is underway at the Bahama Resort in Cable Beach. Local and international banking representatives are attending the conference. Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Peter Turnquest officially opened the event this morning and told delegates that 50% of the gross domestic product is derived from the financial services sector. The finance minister also noted this country's size makes us vulnerable to threats, but it's the government's commitment to be highly engaged and robust on enforcing financial standards and to remain competitive. He says that's why international participation is so crucial to the financial services sector.
We must mobilize with our regional counterparts and engage at the highest levels to shape the nature and direction of change in the industry. We must take a seat at the table when it comes to shaping international standards. Much of this work is done at the intergovernmental level and requires strong leadership. In May of this year, the government formulated a comprehensive strategic plan to secure the viability of the industry.
Minister Turnquest says government is also engaging stakeholders to address industry concerns to ensure the sector remains relevant. He listed the legislative framework currently in place.
Just in the past year, we achieved major legislative reform to strengthen the Bahamas' position to combat money laundering and the threat of terrorism financing. And our legislative docket for the rest of the year is packed with additional financial sector legislation, including those that will continue to enhance our management of AML and CFT-related risks. The most recent legislative session concluded with the passage of the Proceeds of Crime Act 2018 development was the government's passage of the Multinational Entities Financial Reporting Act 2018 to address issues emanating from the Base Erosion and Profit Shifting Initiative, which the government committed to addressing in December of 2017.
Also making news tonight, Member of Parliament for Carmichael, Minister of Works, the Honourable Desmond Bannister, beautifying the area by enhancing one of the neglected green spaces in Bel Air, which was used as a dump. A wall will be constructed around the park, making it safer for children. Minister Bannister says they've already started clearing the land.
This area that you see behind us used to be a wooded area. Used to be heavily and densely wooded. It was a blight on the community. We had a number of antisocial activities occurring here, and we decided in conjunction with the community that we're going to clear the area and make it safe for people and residents in the community to be here again. A few years ago, I had constructed this walking path, and after 2012, it was just allowed to grow up. And so families that used to come here in the evenings were afraid to come here. We've now cleared it all out, as you can see behind us.
The Carmichael MP also outlined some of the park's other amenities.
We need to develop them to ensure that we have inclusive family activities. So we're going to put some grills out here so families could come out here on the weekend and be able to grill. We're going to put a number of play activities. So we're going to put some things in here so that young people children and adults can be able to have wholesome activity here. We're going to upgrade the basketball court. The concern I have is that I upgraded that basketball court a few years ago, and people are doing wheelies on it and destroying it and impacting it negatively. So we're going to have to do something about that.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling. The chairman and board of directors of the Lucayan Renewal Holdings gave assurances to unions representing management and staff of the Grand Lucayan Resort that they would not be prejudiced and therefore able to apply for separation packages at the appropriate time. Chairman of LRH, Michael Scott, says the motive behind the acquisition is to breathe new life into the Grand Bahamian economy, increasing the rate of employment. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Peter Turnquest, says that there will be no further value-added tax increase before the next general election. This after rumours and what the Minister of Finance calls disinformation about an additional VAT hike in the near future. The government points out that the 12% at which the tax now stands will be sufficient to pay off the targeted debt. And in international news, due to a massive slump in the sales of diesel vehicles, coupled with fears over Brexit, the United Kingdom car manufacturer Jaguar Land Rover has adjusted the shifts of 1,000 workers to a 3-day week schedule at one of their plants. Employees at the plant will still receive full pay on the reduced hours. Officials at the company say the move is to avoid job cuts and to allow workers to get through the Christmas period. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism.
of the Bahamas continues to be an attractive training ground for a number of sports teams, including NBA team the Houston Rockets, who recently had a training camp at Bahama. Although it was not the first time for many of the team members, like star players Carmelo Anthony and Chris Paul, they said each time they visit the destination, it's special.
This time was a little bit special because we got a chance to bring the whole team down and, really have a training camp, a mini camp, enjoy ourselves, work out, train, but also enjoy ourselves and enjoy the island.
I've been coming here just about every summer since my rookie year, and I don't know, it's just always great. We can work out and train, enjoy a little time together as a team, and then we, you guys' national team basketball gym is perfect. Ideally, exactly what we need for while we're out here.
Senior Manager of Sports Tourism Development Jeff Rogers says the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation continues to work to attract major franchises to the islands of the Bahamas.
One of the things that we've been doing in the last couple of years is to attract another major sporting franchise to the Bahamas and colleges. And this particular project, this is my second year working with the Rockets. When I was based in D.C., Chris Paul made the communication to find out if we were able to work with them to see if they could do a part of their training camp in the Bahamas. So what you see today is just an initiative that came about through the Ministry of Tourism.
Rogers says officials are continuing to speak with other teams to bring more training opportunities to the destination. For the Tourism Today Network, I'm Candia Smith.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today. Or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Little Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little Generals has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little Generals. Little Generals also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little Generals today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits. From Grand Bahama to San Salvador.
Just around the corner when you need us.
For every celebration and relaxation.
Committed to quality and service since 1953.
With renowned wines,
rums and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits. Always with ice cold beer.
And attractive promotions.
Here for you as we've always been. One name, one people, united in wines and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Thanks so much for staying with us, especially those of you following us live on all of our social media platforms. The month of October will be observed across the country as Youth Month under the theme Youth, Forefront of Change. Joining us live tonight with more details on activities for Youth Month is Coordinator Rastinero Thompson. Good evening, Mr. Thompson, and thanks for joining us on the National Report.
Good evening, Alto. Good evening, Bahamas. Firstly, thank you so much for having me here. It's an honor to be on the ZNS Network. The theme for Youth Month this year is Youth, Forefront of Change. It was inspired by the late Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of the United Nations, who once said that youth must be at the forefront of positive change and innovation. And it's with that charge that we want to celebrate the positive achievements of young people. We want to highlight them, and we want to engage them in positive events this Youth Month.
Now, Rasdinero, tell us about some of those activities that will commemorate Youth Month across the country next month.
Well, the largest event on the Youth Month calendar is the National Youth March and Rally, which will be held on October 7th, 2018, beginning at Clifford Park. And this year, it will be named in honor of former educator Elmer Garraway. So we ask for thousands of young people across the Bahamas to join us for this year's Youth March and Rally.
Now, how do the youth embrace Youth Month activities?
Well, let me start with the theme. Let me go back to the theme. The theme, Youth, Forefront for Change. It is a call for attention, a call for action, a call for order. It is a call for the young people of the Bahamas to be at the forefront of changes that are going to impact the economic vision for the Bahamas for the next 50 years. So, as I said, we want to embrace young people who are on the forefront of change in their respective industries and fields, etc.
So what does the theme mean for young people, or how could they better understand how it will impact their lives?
Well, with this year's theme, we want to give them and provide them with opportunities so that they may be seen at the forefront of change. We want to celebrate them. Like I said, it's a charge for young people to be at the forefront of innovative ideas that are going to propel our country forward.
Well, speaking of those innovative ideas, as a young person yourself, do you feel as though the young people feel that they are important to the development of the country?
Well, absolutely. One of the major events is the National Youth Parliament, which gives young people a platform to voice their concerns on issues that they find near and dear to their hearts. So that's why the National Youth Parliament is so important, so that they feel involved in policy making.
Now, as one of the coordinators for Youth Month, have any of the youth or any young people, not only here in Providence but across the Family Islands, been telling you how they look forward to participating in the activities?
Well, we've been getting calls from young people as far as Inagua, Exuma, in Luther, Grand Bahama, and they are excited for Youth Month this year. I think it's the theme that motivates them, that has them geared up and ready for this year's Youth Month celebrations. So, as I said, we invite them to come out and be a part. There are going to be events for all age, although we say youth, there are going to be events for all age ranges. We have the Talent Fever, we have the Island Hunt, we have the Jailhouse Rock stage play, so there's an event for everyone out there.
Sounds really good. So how does social media play a role in Youth Month?
Well, we want the young people to join us in the conversation on social media, hashtag Forefront of Change. One social media campaign we are running is that we are highlighting some young people who are on the forefront of change, such as Timothy Bain, young people such as himself who are making positive strides in the local media and entertainment industry here in the Bahamas. So as we go about the month, we want to highlight those young people to show that if they can make it, you can make it too. But most importantly, as Bahamians, we can make it.
Sounds really exciting. We encourage all youth to participate in Youth Month activities across the country next month. Coordinator of the Youth Month activities is Rasdinero Thompson. Thanks again for joining us live on the Bahamas Tonight.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Also making news tonight, Junior Achievement Bahamas launched its 40th year celebrations under the theme, Achieving the Vision. For 4 decades, the youth organization has been placing emphasis on entrepreneurship, work readiness, and financial literacy. Executive Director Tammy Leckie says through the program, they've seen a change in students' lives.
What Junior Achievement does is that we prepare students to be financially literate. We can always use a little help with, how do we spend our money, how do we save our money. We also teach them how to be their own bosses, be entrepreneurs. And of course, if that's not to their liking, we do prepare them as well to go into the workforce, because not everybody wants to be a boss. So we prepare them for that as well. But what Junior Achievement does is set these kids up for their future, okay? We have seen so many kids who have come through the program who are now doing their own business, or who are now there, working in these really corporate sponsors like what we have right now. And, you can tell they've been through the program.
Scholarship and Fundraising Coordinator for Junior Achievement, Erica Morris, explains some of the scholarships JA students receive.
We started with 2 schools, but we're now up to 17 schools that we're in partnership with. So any of our students that apply that are in senior high school, that are seniors and that are either in the Aspire program or the company program, they're eligible to apply for those scholarships as well. Okay. The highest scholarship that we've had was actually with one of our first schools that we're still in partnership with, and that is Morgan State University. I think presently we have about 10 students that are there now on full scholarships. I would say one of the most, I guess you can say, prestigious schools that I have a student that's actually attending Union College in Schenectady, New York. The tuition there is like $70,000. I was able to get them like half off.
Well, there's more to come. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, your news leader.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $3.99. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $5.99? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a wide selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
We are Machinery and Energy Limited, your cat dealer for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands. We also carry a selection of allied brands like JLG, Wacker Neuson, and Solaire. Our extensive product line includes tractors, excavators, backhoe loaders, telehandlers, forklifts, light towers, aerial equipment, marine engines, and of course, our specialty cat generator sets. Need parts or equipment maintenance? We offer that too. Everything you need all in one place. Visit one of our branches in Nassau, Freeport, or Abaco for your construction and power generation needs.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th. Enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sun Oil Bahamas.
It's time now for a check on the weather in your part of the Bahamas, and Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Happy Monday, Basil. It's still hot and humid here in New Providence.
Happy Monday to you as well, and the heat will continue for yet of several more days, and we'll tell you all about that later in the newscast, so do stay tuned. But right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. We have 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Green Toll Key in Abaco, Marsh Harbor, 86 as well. The Berry Islands, 84, Alistown, Bimini, 85. 83 degrees in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 84, Otterstown, Kid Island, 84 as well. Another set of 84 showing up in Stanley Key in Exuma Chain, Kemp Space, St. Andrews, also Fresh Creek in Central Andrews. Otterstown, Kid Island, San Salvador, and Room Key at 84 as well. Georgetown, Exuma, 83 degrees. 83s also in Clarence Allenstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, 82, 82 in Acklands, Ragged Island, 83, Matthew Tiny Nago, 82 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also at 82 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. For all areas tonight through Tuesday, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide takes place at 8:27. Tonight we'll have a high tide at 8:27 tomorrow morning. And then on Wednesday, for all areas, light and variable winds with flat seas. They're going to be around 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. Low tide 9:25 in the morning, high tide at 3:49 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Insurance.
Well, I'm going down to Nassau town. I'm gonna live the life of Charlie Brown. I'm gonna dance, flirt, laugh, and clown. I'm gonna get up, eat, and then lay back down. One of these mornings, it won't be long. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. One of these mornings, it won't be long.
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Insurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, is a common endocrine abnormality that affects 6 to 10% of women of reproductive age. PCOS is one of the leading causes of infertility. It can also influence a woman's cardiovascular health and have other serious implications for her health and lifestyle. PCOS is generally considered a syndrome rather than a disease because it manifests itself through a group of signs and symptoms that can occur in any combination rather than having one known cause or presentation. PCOS is associated with infrequent or irregular periods or no periods, evidence of excess hormones called androgens, which can cause a woman to have extra facial and body hair, acne, and male pattern baldness. The appearance of polycystic ovaries on an ultrasound, the absence of other causes that explain these symptoms. PCOS often runs in families. However, there's no proof that it is hereditary. Usually a woman with the condition will begin to experience menstrual irregularities within 3 to 4 years after having her first period. Women may have other conditions that cause irregular menstrual cycles or other symptoms which mimic PCOS and are not due to PCOS itself. Make sure you ask your doctor to rule out these conditions before you begin any treatment for PCOS. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Just in time for back to school, here we are with another exciting announcement. The Ministry of Education calls it a red letter day, a signing between BTC and the Ministry of Education in an initiative that the Minister of Education, Jeff Lloyd, says will not only revolutionize education in the Bahamas, but it will also place the public education system in this country in step with the rest of the world.
We are very happy that the digital revolution in education begins today with this initiative with ourselves and our strategic partner, BTC.
We're upgrading now, if you would say, from a Volkswagen to a Rolls Royce. And teachers and students are excited to be on the cutting edge of technology. No longer would we have to wait for downloads and uploads, because now we will have the fastest speed that's available to man.
As a testament to this 5-year contract and to stimulate the ministry's e-learning initiatives, Minister Lloyd, BTC is proud to announce that we will also provide 2,500 tablets for teachers, primary school students, and preschoolers.
The rollout of fiber technology in our nation's public schools is both an exciting and ambitious undertaking, but it is a task that BTC officials say they are more than willing to meet. I'm Corbell Pfeiffer, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Every island and every key, keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day, every day, every day. Every day.
We start with a yes, but when life takes unexpected turns, you can still say yes to more. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card gives you points with every purchase that you can use to travel anywhere. Fly on any airline, anywhere, at any time, with no blackout dates. Plus, with just 20,000 Scotia points, you can say yes to destinations. With Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card, it's easier to say yes to everything. Apply today.
Whether it's for school lunch packs or football parties, Super Value and Quality Supermarkets has the specials you need this September, including Kellogg's Corn Flakes 24-ounce box, $3.99. Boneless chicken breast, $2.29 per pound. First Choice Sugar 4-pound bag, $2.39. Hunt's Ketchup 35-ounce bottle, $1.99. Cello Carrots 5-pound size, $2.99. Pick Sweet Corn on the Cob 8-count or mixed vegetables 16-ounce bag, $2.99. No matter the occasion, Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
You see me? I love online shopping, and when I heard of Welty.com, I said, wow, what do they have to offer?
Welty.com provides me with everything I need, like hair, perfumes, furniture for my mom, anything I can think of.
Visit Welty.com today for all your favorite products, like hair, clothes, fragrances, and furniture. You can see the overall cost, layaway, and pay the remaining balance later.
Huh? Welty.com? Duh.
Welty.com. Make life easy.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Since returning home last week, Shaunae Miller-Uibo has been on a whirlwind tour. Charles Fisher was on hand for the latest stop this morning.
The Queen of Track and Field was welcomed to the Song of the Best, Jump Canoe. All the staff from both the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ministry of Education stopping work to get a glimpse of the world's best who had 18 wins and no losses this season. Julian Believe bellowing a sweet song. The celebrity artist, also one of the best in the world with this portrait. And Courtyard Marriott offering her a lifetime stay at the resort whenever she is in the Bahamas. Sports Minister, the Honorable Lanisha Roll, showing female pride, happy to be in the company of Shaunae.
From Shaunae, primary school runner, to Shaunae, high school champion, Shaunae, junior and senior girl star of the team, Shaunae, national record holder Shaunae, regional superstar then Shaunae, the international stage newcomer and Shaunae, world leading athlete to Shaunae, our daughter of the Bahamian soil, and for your excellence in service to country, Shaunae, we salute you.
For the Bahamian best, it was heartwarming.
It's been a pleasure just to feel so welcome to come home with the junk canoe. If I didn't have on these heels, I would have went crazy and been partying all day. But I really do appreciate it, and I really do feel the love. Everyone who knows me knows that track and field has been a part of my life since I was a very young girl. I started track and field when I was 6 years old, and just to make it this far in my life, it's been a blessing, and I just give God all the thanks and praise for how far I've come in my career. And I just want to continue to inspire the younger kids coming up as well, that they can follow their dreams and be whoever they want to be.
And Minister rolled with this charge.
Continue to set new goals and records for your Bahamian counterparts to benchmark against. Continue to be that example for your siblings, your family, and the athletes that look up to you and will come after you. Continue to make your family proud. Continue to serve your country with pride. And most of all, continue to be you.
Shaunae will be in town for a while, hoping to get in some school tours this week. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
After meeting with Shaunae this morning, Minister Roll stuck around to speak with the media. She was asked what it means to be the country's first female sports minister.
I think it's just a part of growing and showing that our nation is growing in leaps and bounds in terms of opening our doors to every gender and to all people that can pay a contribution. And so I'm grateful to the country. And I always say to men for allowing us in, because they were there first, or you were there first for allowing us in the door. And so I'm just certainly happy and grateful for the support to do my very best and to make the country proud.
Minister Roll also addressed the current state of the National Sports Authority.
The National Sports Authority is important to the growth, development, and the operations of our sporting facilities. Certainly, there are some changes need to take place. We're in transition of doing just that. And once those changes are finalized and we have a better structure system that we can offer excellence in service to the Bahamian people, I'll be in a better position to communicate that with you.
The New Province Softball Association opening its championship series over the weekend. On the ladies' side, it was a close one, but in the end, the defending champion Sunshine Ottawa Wildcats got off to a swinging start, clawing their way to a 9-6 win over the Johnson Truckers.
They gotta chase us to catch us. So once we stay up and bring our A game, we're good.
We imported some lumber tonight. The cats are ready. Be ready and be ready to dance. Like I said, any 9 will do. Diva can never hold a cat spot. As you see, 1 through 9, the lumber's here, the container's here, the cats are ready. Meow, meow.
On to the men now, and the defending champions C&S Hitmen also getting off to a winning start. Alcott Forbes was a one-man wrecking crew getting the job done on the mound and at the plate. That means the Commander's Decree Truckers now find themselves in a hole following a 5-2 loss in Game 1.
I gotta give it to him. He's a good pitcher. I think we get better hitters. We just was a little antsy. I think we was a little impatient, or I would say excited, you know. But it was rough on the offensive end, even though I think we owed it up.
There's no looking back from here. You know, I believe the first game is the pace setter. I believe now that we got them down, we just got to put a foot on them and keep them out.
Next game, we got to get a little more mentally prepared. I feel we lack a little mental strength at the beginning of the game. But we should be all right. Cut down 1 or 2 little errors and some walks.
After losing 3-0 to Florida College on Friday, the University of the Bahamas men's soccer team back on the pitch on Saturday against Johnson University. The match started out a bit rough, lots of contact, but the Mingos were able to create a few early opportunities. And in the 7th minute, Tristan Arnold connected on a corner from Elcott Johnson, and that put the Mingos on the scoreboard first. Johnson University answered back in the 9th minute, and again before the half to go up 2-1. In the second half, the Mingos again creating opportunities but could not put anything away. The Mingos fall to Johnson University 4-1, and they still have yet to net a win, starting the season with a draw and 3 losses.
I was really excited at the moment when I scored the goal, but I felt I should have scored more. I had a few chances in the beginning, but
just scuffed it up, and then I got really distracted by another player, a little bit of commotion on the field. We had definite moments of great football, but as a whole, we need to work on a lot more. Football endurance, football IQ, just working on ourselves as players.
The Province Volleyball Association spiking off its new season yesterday at the Donald Davis Gym. Before the action got underway on court, some hardware handed out from last season. On the ladies' side, Janae Saunders, the most valuable player, and she spoke about the honor.
Feels pretty good knowing that among some of the national team players that play in this league that I can come out as MVP. It's always good to try to repeat. Hopefully that can happen again this year.
As for the action on the court, Saunders and the Lady Defenders opening up in a rematch of last year's championship, which they lost to the Vixens. This time around, the Defenders would flip the script, winning in 4 sets, 23-25, 25-15, 25-17, and 25-18. As for the men, the defending champion Intruders also opening up with a loss. They fell to the Defenders in another 4-setter. League play picks back up again on Wednesday night. The Government League basketball season winding down. On Friday night, the first-year Panthers kept their perfect record intact, moving to 12-0 with a win over the Police Enforcers. And now it's all about keeping that momentum going towards the postseason.
Last 2 games of regular season, we're trying to stay focused. Playoffs is about the approach, so you know, we can be ready, man.
Not having to endure a loss during the regular season so far, does that hurt or help you guys? You think you should go towards the playoff?
It could put pressure on you. Our biggest challenge to be ourselves, you know, and some experience for some of my players, but we can be all right.
First year team, how are you guys continuing to do this?
Practice, hard work, practice. I take some pages from someplace and put it together, me and Kevin McPhee, and the guys believe, you know, they buying what we selling.
You guys on top of the table right now, but I guess Sidewall is still the defending champions, and they say you got to take it from them.
Well, we can take it from them. We can play. They are the champs. We respect them. We respect the organization. Good coach, you know, good players, but we here. We making noise. We 12-0.
As you head towards the playoffs, do you see anything, maybe any hiccups down the road or anything at all?
Yeah, well, you know, we have to play ball every night. You can't sleep. When the playoff is different. That's where experience come in. And me and Kevin, we have the experience. We win 5 rings together as players. And we're trying to teach the guys how to be winners.
We talk about the playoffs being different. Talk a little bit about how different it is to play one game then play a series.
One game could cost you. One game is no pressure. A series is plenty pressure. Some players could go in a shell, you know, but we just gotta keep it together, stay positive, and keep practicing. We're looking forward for the challenge, man. Cyborg's a great organization, but hey, the Panthers reach. The Panthers is here, and we're here to stay. We could be here for a while.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Sean, what you doing home already? And why you can't do anything I ask you?
Calm down. Everything cool?
Everything always cool, but you're running me hard.
I already do everything on the list.
You pay the light bill and phone bill?
Check.
You get the Bahamas Air ticket from me and check the Sky Bahamas tickets for mommy?
Check.
I know you ain't send that MoneyGram to Junior.
I already do that too.
You sicky. You ain't never do everything I ask you.
I go on the Cash and Go and do everything right there.
You pick up dinner too?
Cash and Go don't sell chicken yet. Cash and Go, your one-stop shop for bill paying and so many other things.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50, car mat sets from $8.45, and seat covers from $34.44. Wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53, pressure washers from $162. For the month of September, Napa sensors and electrical parts are 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
Deciding on which car to buy? Hard. Getting an auto loan? Easy. Negotiating the price? Hard. Getting the money to pay for it? Easy. Get an easy auto loan from Commonwealth Bank. Super low rates, fast 24-hour approval, no loan fee, and no payments for 2 months. So come to Commonwealth Bank, and your next car is easy. Call today.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the remnants of Florence now about 85 miles west-southwest of Morgantown. That's in West Virginia. It's moving east-northeast at about 14 miles per hour, and it is expected to continue dumping heavy rains over much of the Carolinas and the mid-Atlantic states, all the way up to southern New England and New York over the next several days, taking us right into Friday. So no real relief in sight for the Carolinas and the mid-Atlantic states in terms of those heavy rainfall. A troughing out of that extending right into the northwest Bahamas will continue to support pockets of showers and thunderstorms over parts of the northwest and central Bahamas over the next couple of days as well. And our forecast for tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy and warm conditions. There could be 1 or 2 brief showers during the late night and early morning hours, with your low temperature getting down to 78 degrees. Tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny, hot, humid. Those pop-up showers will continue. 89 degrees for your high temperature, and the heat index will be somewhere around 103 degrees. The extended weather forecast over the next several days, a few showers as a result of that troughing from Florence right into Wednesday, and things dry out a bit on Thursday. Got more showers coming back into the forecast on Friday, and it looks as though on Saturday we might have some showers as well in the forecast. So if you're planning for any outdoor activities, you want to take that into consideration.
Thanks so much, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the production teams here in Nassau and over in Freeport, thanks so much for tuning in. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
The data that we have